The takeWhile operator accepts a predicate function, emitting values from the source observable as long as the condition is met. As soon as the predicate returns false, the observable completes. To see this in action, let's actually start with the second example from the previous lesson. As a recap, we created an observable of document clicks. We then transformed this, using the map operator, into an observable of x and y coordinates for each click. We then used the take operator to emit only the first click on the page before completing the observable. So when we click, we see the coordinates of the first click emitted, then the observable completes. So what if we wanted to use this example and, instead of taking just the first item, we instead wanted to emit all click events until a certain position threshold on the page was met? For this, we could use a takeWhile operator. Let's go ahead and add takeWhile to the rxjs/operator import. Next, let's replace take with takeWhile. takeWhile accepts a predicate function, emitting all values emitted from the source observable until this function returns false. The observable is then completed. For this example, let's take all clicks until the y position is greater than 200. Let's destructure the function parameter to grab the y coordinate. And we want all values emitted as long as y is less than or equal to 200. When we run this now, I can keep clicking at the top of the page and the click positions are emitted. As soon as I click where the y position is greater than 200, the observable completes. takeWhile also accepts a second Boolean parameter for if you want to emit the final value that caused your expression to return false. Let's go ahead and supply true for this parameter. Now, this behaves the same as before, but when we click on a y position below 200, that position is also emitted before the observable completes. Now that we have been introduced to takeWhile, let's revisit the countdown example from the first section to see how we can make it more efficient by using the takeWhile operator. If you recall, even though the number being updated to the page stops at 0, we don't have anything actually stopping the interval from continuing to run. To see this, let's import the tap operator and add a console.log before the filter operator. We can now see that even though filter prevents our document from being updated when the emitted value is less than 0, behind the scenes the interval continues to run. This could create problems such as memory leaks if we have long-running observables that are not being cleaned up. To fix this, let's import the takeWhile operator from rxjs/operators. Then, all we have to do is literally swap out filter for takeWhile. The function it accepts can remain the same. Now, you'll see the display counter still stops at 0, but the internal interval also stops after -1 is emitted, which causes the takeWhile function to return false and the observable complete. To recap, the takeWhile operator accepts a predicate function, emitting values from the source as long as the provided condition is met. Use takeWhile when you want to limit the lifetime of your observable based on a predefined condition.